It was a very gloomy and rainy day. I was driving through a muddy, littered swamp in search of abandoned cars. It felt quite empty. There were barely any leaves left on the trees. Suddenly, I noticed something large not far from the road. After driving a bit further, I saw the outline of a vehicle. It was strange, so I stopped to check what it was. Before reaching the vehicle, near the lake, there was a strange sign with some kind of ugly creature on it. There were pitchforks stuck right into the vehicle. What? What? And Shrek was painted on the hood, just like in the cartoon. Unbelievable. With a bit of effort, I pulled the pitchforks out. How did they end up here? For some reason the car has no wheels. Where did they go? And there were even ears on the roof, just like Shrek's. And here's a wheel. Yeah, looks like the diameter matches. The vehicle has been abandoned for so long that it's completely covered with autumn leaves and fallen branches. Yeah, and there are no headlights. There's a lot of restoration work ahead. Alright, let's see what's under the hood. There's so much dirt and dust. Let's check the interior of this abandoned Shrek vehicle I found in the swamp. Wow, there's even more dirt inside than outside. No way, what is this? Eyeballs on a plate? And Shrek's personal mug? What a handsome guy, right? Even more canned eyeballs. The smell is absolutely disgusting. Is that a whole onion? What a diet ogres have. Some kind of vial. Potion, maybe? A candle? What kind of wax is it made of? Obviously nothing works yet, so I'll have to start fixing the vehicle. And what's this in the glove compartment? Alright, let's get to work. I wonder where Shrek himself went. Did he really live in this swamp? And here's the spot to install the carburetor. Nope, guys, I think that's enough for me. It's really scary. The ogre could show up any second. Hit like right now so I don't leave. Alright, you convinced me. I just moved off the path and now I'm installing the carburetor. And of course, I'll need my toolkit. I'll grab a wrench to secure the nuts on the carburetor. Friends, hit like if you enjoy watching abandoned car restorations. Write which car you'd be happy to find. It's essential to connect all the fuel and vacuum hoses. Great, the mechanism works. Now for the missing control lever. Engine restoration is very meticulous work. There are many small parts involved. But my team and I are professionals, so stay with us and subscribe to the channel. I'll blow out the spark plugs, and for tightening them, I need to choose the right size socket. We'll use a ratchet, but first we'll burn off the carbon and soot from the plugs. Judging by their appearance, they're far from new. Write in the comments how long you think this abandoned Shrek truck has been sitting here. Now we can screw them back into the engine in their designated slots. I'll repeat the procedure with each one. This is very important. Otherwise, I won't even be able to start the engine. I'll tighten them firmly all the way. Like that. After that, I'll put on the connector with insulated wires that will link the plugs to the starter. I'm connecting them one by one. Tools back in place, and now I'll grab my spare battery. I'm putting on the terminals. Unbelievable. Even the battery terminals in Shrek's car are green. Who would have thought? The electronics are working, but the abandoned truck still won't start just like that. Of course, because it needs fuel. Let's feed our ogre a little so he doesn't growl. There we go. And now the engine is ready to churn through mud, but don't forget about the wheel lying near the dark, stinky swamp lake. First, I'll lift the vehicle itself. Now I'll bring the wheel over. It's as big as Shrek himself. For a car to support him, it needs strong wheels. Write in the comments how much you think Shrek weighs, and meanwhile, I'll mount the wheel. Now I'll tighten all the fasteners with an impact wrench. And now I can remove the jack from under the car. Now I'll inflate the tires with a compressor. To power it, I'll connect it to the battery under the hood. Honestly, I really hope Shrek doesn't get mad at me for finding his car in the swamp. It looked abandoned and I couldn't resist. But what if he actually lives here and shows up any minute? My God, that sounds scary. Alright, I'm closing the hood and hurrying up. First, I'll move off the path in my off-road vehicle. I wiped some of the accumulated dirt off the windshield. I'm getting out of here. Shrek definitely has a powerful vehicle. I'll drive off in it and then come back for mine. I hope he and the other ogres don't set up an ambush when I return. And now I'm saying goodbye to you all. Hopefully not forever. Hit like and leave comments if you enjoyed the restoration of Shrek's abandoned truck in the swamp. Subscribe to see more videos. Otherwise, an ogre will eat me for lunch. Bye, everyone.